go with who we have. Laura, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. And Joseph, you can?
Yep.
All right. All right. Well, I'm going to get the show started because if I wait too long, then I'm going to miss my time. So, my time frame. So, if the other person shows up, we'll bring them in as they come.
Okay.
You guys all good?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Good.
Tired of the same old, same old? Then check out Talk with Teddy. Each week there are new guests and new topics. Talk with Teddy, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Talk with Teddy. I see that a lot of you are already in the chat room, and the watch party has started, which is very cool. So we're going to get a lot of people in there as well. In fact, Tim Conwell, hello, welcome, Tim, on the watch party. We'll say real quick here, hi to. Let me get back up here. Megar, Tova, Eric, Charlene, Joe. Corey, TJ. Oh, there's a lot in here. Patrick. Amazing. There's a lot of names in here already. So, anyways, I'll get to some and Trevor. Let's see. Just Mike. All of you guys, welcome so much to the show here for Talk with Teddy. We're talking with a couple people here about a topic that a lot of us have gone through. And I know for myself, I did as a younger person, and I did in my 30s as well. Not so much in my 40s, because I pretty much stood up for myself in my 30s and decided I wasn't going to take shit from anybody anymore. So, but we're going to talk about bullying, and I want to welcome Joseph and Laura Craftbay to the show. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me join.
Yeah.
You're
Thanks for
welcome.
having us.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, this is going to be one of those topics where we've done one on anxiety and depression. And believe it or not, both of those come with this as well, where we do get depression from this. It puts us in places that we don't want to be, but it happens. We're kind of forced there, and it sucks. So, now we do have Mina coming on, Mina Lowell. She was with us for the anxiety and depression. She will be on here in a few minutes as well. But while we're waiting on her, I want to kind of read a couple things that Oh, there she is, right there. I talk about you and you pop on.
Hi.
How are you,
I
Mina?
couldn't figure out my laptop, so you're on my phone. Now you guys are all really tiny.
Hi,
That's
Mina.
Okay. All
Hi,
right.
everybody.
So you got Joseph and
Who is this
Laura
with all
here?
the bright colors? I like the one, Laura.
I'm Laura. Hi.
She's got all
Yeah.
these beautiful colors around her.
Thank you.
All
I don't
right,
want to interrupt. Sorry, I'm late.
No, you're good. You're good. No problem. No problem at all. All right, so I wanted to read real quick. I've been doing some research on this, and Mina knows that when I have serious topics, I try to do my research. I try. It's not easy because sometimes these topics are very close to home. It's something that I've dealt with myself, and both of these topics, like the anxiety and depression that we had Meet on, was very
I'm sorry to
close home
interrupt.
for
Are
me
we
because-
live?
Yes, we are.
Oh, okay. I saw somebody in the chat asking, so I didn't know if it was maybe not working.
Oh no, we are live.
Oh, okay.
We are definitely live.
Okay, sorry to interrupt.
I could probably increase.
No,
my
no,
volume.
you're fine.
Gotta find the remote.
All right, so Joseph. Okay, so Joseph's room is pretty dark. Is there any way to increase the lighting?
I could
I
probably
think he made it. Okay, if you want to. I didn't know if you did that on purpose or not.
No, I
So
didn't.
was
My room is very small.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Jake, to thank you, Jen. Actually, they are Godzilla figures. I collect Godzilla. That's one of my things.
Cool.
So thank you for that. It doesn't say live, huh? Well, Facebook is having some problems, and YouTube as well. Their markers for the live hasn't been showing up, but we are live.
Okay. Yeah, I was checking on YouTube myself. I couldn't see it either. It wasn't live for me.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny because both those platforms, Facebook and YouTube, both have been having some issues with their lives. I don't know why. I don't know if it's something that's changed with
It's the
StreamYard, which I
algorithm for
use or
YouTube.
not. So it could be. Yes, very.
Because I know
very
with
well could be.
Koopa and Copa and stuff, that's why
Okay.
they're trying
All
to
right.
implement that right now.
Mm-hmm. For you that asking, are we live? We are live. This is totally live. It is 10:07 right here in New York. Laura, where are you from?
I'm from Santa Cruz, California.
California, and Joseph?
I'm actually from New York as well.
Oh, awesome. 2 New Yorkians and one all the way across the country. That's great. And look at Nina's wearing a California shirt.
Oh, cool.
So look at that.
Mina, where are you
yeah,
from?
it says we're live right now. I can see it.
A California shirt from New York.
There you go. All right, so Mita's only going to be with us for about an hour, so I want to run through a couple things here, and then we're going to talk with her, as well as kind of fill in the stories for you two, and then some of my stories, and go from there, and people in the chat room as well. If you have stories, you have something you want to talk about, feel free to put it right in there in the chat room, and we will do our best to get to you. So I wanted to, Stribs is saying, damn, Mina, get it. Oh, she went. All right, so
I
anyways,
guess she got it.
we're going to talk about bullying here. Bullying, the definition of bullying according to the government website for... Oh, wait, I got to go back to her real quick.
Thing by accident. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. We got you.
I'm going to put my earbuds in so that it sounds better.
Perfect. So bullying, the definition of bullying is seek to harm, intimidate, or coerce someone perceived as vulnerable. It's very straight to the point on this website that I was researching today. But there was some more information which I know for myself, and I'm sure that our guests here will be able to tell their stories as well. But what is bullying? Bullying is unwanted, aggressive behavior among school-age children, and this is where it starts, folks. It usually starts either at home or school or both. And so there are plenty of people that get bullied at home by their own loved ones. And if it doesn't start there, they go to school and they get picked on from all their peers and some people that aren't any better. Let's just put it that way. So anyways, bullying is unwanted, aggressive behavior among school-age children that involves a real or perceived power imbalance. The behavior is repeated or has the potential to be repeated over time.
They're saying there's
Both
no
kids-
sound in the chat room. They said
What's that?
They said there's no sound in the chat room. They lost the sound.
They
Wait.
lost this.
I do have it up in our thing for my phone, but I don't have the sound on so it doesn't echo because my phone is on for what I'm doing for the monitoring, but I'm also trying to check in.
Yeah, I hear it. I mean, all the echo or all the sound seems to be working.
Okay.
So it must be something on their end because it's all showing that it's going out.
Yeah, they're saying I can't hear anything. Can anyone hear?
Really?
No sound. Like 15 people or something said it now.
No sound. Tom Nally, you're in there. Can you hear us? Tom, can you just give me an idea whether you can hear us? It looks like maybe it's YouTube is where they can't hear anything.
Oh.
Man,
maybe
I
it's-
can check real quick.
Maybe it's
Because I'm
that.
watching from YouTube. Yeah, we got YouTube sound.
Okay, so it must be on their end,
It might be a localized thing.
right? It could be. It could be. If you're having a problem, guys, with a load, you can't really hear it all that well or whatever, pop over to Facebook. You can find it underneath WLFE DB Radio. So it's facebook.com/WLFE DB Radio. You can find it there, or Talk with Teddy New York. All right. So, the American Psychological Association defines bullying as a form of aggressive behavior in which someone intentionally or repeatedly causes another person injury or discomfort. Bullying can take the form of physical contact, words, or more subtle actions. A bully can be an aggressive juvenile, an intimidating boss or a colleague, a controlling romantic partner, an unruly neighbor, high-pressure sales business representative, condescending family member, a shaming social acquaintance, or those in the variety of other types of abusive relationships. So the reason I wanted to bring this up is because I know for me, it started in high school. Well, actually, middle school probably is where it actually started.
That
but I
probably
don't
works.
really-
My phone lighting, that would probably work.
There
better.
you go. There you go. But for me, bullying started when I was younger, and then it progressed to a certain point until I finally got the nerve for myself to say I'm not dealing with that anymore. So I have been fighting for who I am for. Well, I'm 54. I will be 54 in January, so I've been fighting for a long time to be who I am. So nice lighting.
The phone light worked.
Oh my goodness.
It kind of is
You
difficult. But I do got to be careful with my phone now.
Yeah. Laura, did you see you got some type of lighting happening on your photo?
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like spotlights.
Spotlights.
I don't see it on my end.
Oh, we got it on our end.
Is that I've never used this thing before. What is this? StreamYard?
Yeah, StreamYard doesn't have anything like that though.
Huh.
No, it's interesting.
Okay.
TJ says I look older than 54. Really? No way. No way. No way.
That TJ looks older, or you do, Teddy?
They're saying I look older than 54.
No way.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I
I've
don't think you
never-
look a day
I've
over.
never gotten that, but
I don't
that's
think
okay.
I don't think you look a day over 44.
Oh my god, thank you. Thank you. Look at that. The little lights thing for him went away. That was weird. Okay. So let's start off with Joseph. Joseph, when did you if you don't mind telling me, how old are you now?
I'm turning 18 this year.
18. When did the bullying start for you?
Sadly for me, elementary. I was only 10.
Okay. Do you know why it started?
I kind of figure it's because I did kind of start to seclude myself from a lot of people because I didn't feel comfortable with others. Like, I seemed off from others. I was shorter than most people. I never had my growth spurts. I was a late bloomer for most stuff.
How tall are you?
And all that.
Laura was asking, how tall were you?
I was like 4 something in like elementary for a long time, and I finally am like to the height where I am now, which is 5'3", but
Oh.
yeah.
Okay. So everybody else in school was taller than you, probably.
Yeah,
right?
and
That can be
I was
tough.
I don't know if most people know the school. You probably will. I went to York Central for a long time.
I got expelled from York Central.
I got ISS and OSS because how bad they got me bullied. I had very bad anger.
Oh my goodness. Nina, don't say nothing.
I actually transferred to Avon, and ever since I've been at Avon, I've had no problems. So
Avon's a very good school. Very good school. I went to Avon, actually.
Teddy, how
as
tall
well.
are you?
What's that?
How tall are you, Teddy?
6'2".
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 300 pounds. I'm a big boy.
Really?
But-
You don't look
Linebacker.
300 pounds. Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. You really
Yeah.
don't look that at all.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Spare tire hides well under black clothing. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Laura, why don't you tell us when you discovered you were being bullied, when this first happened, and how old are you now?
Well, I'm just about to be 34. I actually, it's odd to me hearing your the research you did on bullying, because for me that wasn't the experience at all. It actually, bullying didn't really come into my life in any form until I was already an adult.
Really?
Yeah, I would say almost mid-20s or so, 23, 24, somewhere in there, I believe.
Can I ask why or what started this off? Do you think?
Well, I guess I just got a lot more people watching me because of the internet, and people were seeing what I was doing. And the more, I think it was, I don't know if you know anything about like these sort of weird internet circles where there's oftentimes strange, depraved things going on. And, people, there's news stories about these things all the time. People like to bring up things like 4chan and stuff like that. And while I was never really part of any of that, that type of crowd seemed to be attracted to me for whatever reason online. And I ended up just kind of having to deal with that, going along with that. And in the end, it's led to some really terrible, terrible things, all the bullying, including arrests,
Wow.
investigations by, Secret Service, threatening,
Wow, that's
suicide threats, death threats, just a lot of terrible stuff, like revenge porn being leaked.
wow.
Phone numbers being given out, family members being contacted, faking deaths.
Wow, this is like nothing I've ever heard of. Mina, have you heard of any of this? Anything like this before?
That's pretty intense, Laura. I have heard of some of these things, but not that many things with one person.
Yeah.
Not knowing what you do with the internet, on the internet, what you were doing. Is that your job, or
well, a
just
lot
like
of it is just social media kind of stuff. Things just kind of happen, around me, and sometimes I'm more involved and sometimes I'm not in these things, but it just seems, I don't know. I don't, if it's just my lot in life or what it is that, there's this negative black hole of attraction around me. But, the nice thing I'll say is I've learned to kind of live with this, with bullying being a part of my life. And I kind of have just rolled with it. And as I've gotten older, I've learned to grow with it, which I think is good. I would say maybe one of the worst experiences.
it sounds pretty rough.
Well, yeah, people have gotten beat up on live streams and stuff before.
Wow.
And
Sadly seen some of those. I've even seen a few of my friends get beat up because of their choices in life. And
it's
Laura, I
crazy.
can relate to the arrest thing. My
Really?
school tried to get me out of there, for no reason. There was days they arrested me at 10 years old, for Pete's sake. I didn't know the law at that age. I tried to explain. I wouldn't know the thing. And they tried to. They even tried to MHA me. They've tried to even take me away from my own mother.
What is
They've done
MHA?
a lot at that school of York, and I'm scarred. I'm seeing a therapist for my PTSD because of that, and I'm only 17 with that.
Joseph,
I was
what is MHA? I don't know what that is.
Is mental health arrest.
Oh,
Yeah.
so like a 5150, like a Baker Act sort of thing?
Yeah, there was days where I couldn't even go to school. I missed half my elementary grade as well as middle school.
A lot of
When
the
I moved to
people-
Avon,
Yeah.
Mm.
every day I was there, and they've seen an improvement. There was days where kids from my old school tried to contact me, and I'd shut down.
A lot of the people I've dealt with have been involved with these sort of unwilling, mental health checks and sort of unspooling, and publicly just becoming, melting down. And several of them have ended up against their will being checked in or things like that. I know of a lot of people that's happened to.
Yeah, and then that does happen. Just to answer your question, Teddy, whether I'd heard of this, is there's bullying and then the internet happened, right? And so what both Joseph and Laura are talking about is it's just completely exploded because there's safety behind a screen, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You can
hear that
you can
all the
be
time.
whatever. Yeah, you can be whatever coward you want to be and behave poorly against somebody else and then do all of these things. And that, I think, for both of you has really just ruined, just made it a lot worse. Then there's the kind of bullying that Teddy talked about, which, is the streamlined, the stuff.
Right.
Either it happens at home or, in these different arenas. But I think for both Laura and Joseph, the internet definitely exacerbated it an incredible amount.
Yeah, because this
Right.
is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I mean, with Laura's, I've never heard of that. I mean,
Yes, it does.
That's scary. That's like PTSD bullshit right there. Sorry about my
It
French,
is.
but that's scary.
No,
It
that's
is.
okay. You're right.
And-
A lot of PTSD is involved. I hear people say
Yes.
that all the time.
And the thing is because you're not having this face. It's not like in the schoolyard. You're right. Like it's not like the 70s or the 80s where you're in the schoolyard and playing dodgeball and like the biggest guy on the team hurls the ball at the tiny little Indian girl, right? And
Right.
that happened. But this is where it's insidious, right, Laura? Like I'd like to hear your feedback on this. Like you could wake up any time of the day or night and open up your computer and there's just all of this coming at you, right?
Mina, let me
Like,
tell you,
you can't leave it.
I have woken up, my phone, I couldn't sleep. There was a night, it was a few months ago, I was involved in a situation where, similar to what we're on now, I was a guest on a show, and somebody tried to make me look foolish on there, I suppose.
Right.
I couldn't sleep all night long. My phone, bring, 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 bring. I had to delete Twitter just so I could get some sleep.
Yeah.
Hundreds of people tweeting to
Yeah.
me, people sending me all sorts of social media, all these things, making fun of me, making fun of the way I look,
Oh my God, I'm so
things
yeah.
like that. Oh, I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's no big deal. But
Right, but
I'm
it is a
used
big
to
deal,
it.
but that's what we've shrunk the world, and it's such a double-edged sword, right? Like we've shrunk everything, and yet these people that don't have, whatever their psychological issue is, they're suddenly
almost saw that.
they're suddenly protected by this safety of their own, wherever they are, in the basement, in the attic, in their living room, whatever they're doing.
Right.
They're protected by this, and then they can come and get at you. And actually, guys, it's funny because something's been going on with my phone, and Teddy, the last time I did this on my laptop, but I've been getting some really strange calls and text messages from a number I don't know. So I'm going to sign off and go look at that and try to sign back up on my laptop. And it seems like it's connected to what we're doing here. So that'll be interesting to kind of look at.
Okay.
Which I don't know.
I've
When
dealt
I
with that.
sign in, my phone number doesn't go up on the.
No, your phone number doesn't
StreamYard,
go
right?
anywhere. Nope.
Isn't that weird? I've been swiping away as we've been talking. So I'd like you to, if you don't mind me asking, I'd like you to keep talking about how like your personal experiences with bullying, but then how the internet has affected that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to
And
be
I'll-
surprised for me for the internet. The internet is actually my escape route. I go to Xbox every day to play just to escape from the bullying.
Good.
Actually.
Okay,
A
good.
lot of people
which-
think that's the opposite. There are days where I do have to completely just shut down, seclude
Mhm.
myself from social media, from real life, just sit down, listen to my music, and just sit there and say, all right, what's going on? I need to think. There's days where I even cut people off in mid-sentence saying, hey, I just need time alone with my thoughts, and people think I need to talk, and I tell them, no, I don't.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
don't
Everybody,
realize.
everybody's different on that. I mean, we all have our
Yeah.
own way of dealing with stuff, so I do understand that.
Different levels of coping at different times. And Joseph,
Right.
I'm really glad that the Xbox is working for you, because I do think that that's a great escape. However, that's a whole other level of where bullying happens like mad. Like when, depending on the games that you're playing, I've heard and treated youth who have really struggled with feeling pretty suicidal and depressed and anxious because of things people said to them in the game, in Xbox Live, right?
Usually I
And
go
so-
to Minecraft where I can just sit alone, build whatever I want, and let my
Yeah,
feelings
it's so
out.
peaceful, right? And
I've built
that's
like
what you're
many
doing.
different
Yeah.
modern day houses. I've actually had a few friends help me build this one house, and I'm sitting here on 3 years for this world, and I'm debating on if I want to call a server owner and let them take a look at it and buy it, the server.
Yeah, that's really neat. That's really cool, honestly, because then that game especially, you're using your creative part of your brain, right? And it's even the music. I love the music of Minecraft. It's so like really peaceful and relaxing, and you're
They
creating.
changed it for 1.16. It's a little more like
Oh,
I
really?
listen to a lot. Okay, this is probably not going to be a surprise, but the amount of times I've been picked on, I legit bought myself a My Chemical Romance disc just because I relate to that so much at this point.
Yeah. No, that's pretty cool. All right, guys, I'm going to figure out what's going on with my phone, and
Okay.
hopefully I'll get you back. Okay.
Good luck, Mina.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to kind of go back here to the chat room for a minute anyway. So, while Mina does that, a lot of people are in here in the chat room talking about them being bullied in high school and stuff like that. I do want to say hi to Cindy K. Thompson on here as well. I did see you, and we've got a very large chat room running right now, with people. There's too many to go in here to try and read everybody's. I'd be here all night.
And Ted, there is a few things I'd like to say about some stuff, because there's days that most people probably would be surprised that, sadly, when I was 10, was MHA'd so much that I've actually was forced to be driven to the mental hospital, and I was there for 72 hours straight, and the school wouldn't even let me back in for a while. And
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you deal with ADHD? Are you on the spectrum for any of?
I do have ADHD, but nowadays I'm able to control it because of how old I am. I've learned to control it, but back then I couldn't control it.
Right.
Also now I've learned to control my anger, and a lot of people don't understand that certain tics can trigger me to blow up,
Right.
and I let them know,
Right.
Do you
hey,
have do you
don't
have
mention this.
do you have autism or anything?
I only have a few. Like
Yeah,
when
so
people
you-
mention stuff about my past, I will try to keep myself calm. I will look at them, give them not to be mean to them, but I will give them a nasty look, like saying, "Can you just not even talk to me anymore?"
Right.
But it's just out of habit at this point.
Right.
And there's even days that I go on lives on Insta to talk to my friends to see how they're doing, see if they could help me. And then a few days ago, I went on a live ranting about how this world is so unfair, unequal. I bursted out into tears for the first time in 10 years, not even 10, but 7. And I'm sitting there crying, talking about how my father figure and stuff, because my father figure's black, and it hurts me in this world that people aren't willing to treat people equally, and it makes me want to just really just stick up for everybody. It just makes me cry.
I get that. I totally get that. I want to come down to Laura here. So now I'm trying to figure out. So what is it that you do that got you into the social media bullying?
Well, I do a podcast like you do, so
Okay.
I got the microphone and stuff,
Right.
and it didn't start out that way. I don't think my intention going into it was to be involved with bullying or anything. It just kind of naturally evolved that way. As a kid, I did comedy and things like that.
Right.
And so I was just trying to do a funny thing. It was early days of podcasting. I'm talking 10 years ago. I started doing it. And that was just one thing led to another. You know, the world kind of changed. I think it's fair to say. I think everybody would agree that at some point.
Oh, it's changed a lot. I mean, it's not what it was 10 years ago or even 20 years ago.
No, you got this bullying thing. You got Joseph's dad. You got cats and dogs living together. It's like,
I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on out there. The world is actually kind of flip-flopping like every day. There's so much crap.
Exactly. And I don't know if it was just a natural thing or if it was a conscious decision or what exactly happened, but somewhere along the line as the world changed and became more digital, and much like Joseph, Joseph's escape is the Xbox. I hear those notifications.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I might actually turn my TV off.
No, don't. Listen, if you're getting
they knew I told them I'm not going to be on because I was going to be busy, and they're trying to get my attention.
If you're getting achievements, that's good. Yeah. So, anyway, as the world became more digital and stuff, the digital world was my escape for a long time.
Right.
And now kind of everybody's there, and the landscape of the internet changed, and it just made things more ripe for bullying, I think. I think not only are there more people online and online more often, there's more types of people online that you don't necessarily run into usually. I think, it's an old stereotype, but then again, so is the whole living in your mom's basement thing that was mentioned earlier. But
yeah, I saw that too.
It's an old stereotype. It used to be, they said, women, there's no girls on the internet. That used to be the thing back in the day. You and I are old enough to remember that. I don't know if Joseph would know that.
Sadly, I'm 17 and I know that.
Yeah. So at a certain point, though, women, smartphones came out, so women came online. And then I think part of what has sort of changed the culture around the internet when it comes to bullying is this sort of female touch to the internet where emotion is more involved. Back in the day, it was a little easier to take the bullying, I think, because people were kind of expected to go on the internet and be stoic, and now it's not the case. I guess the best way I could describe my dealings with bullying would be to tell maybe one of the more crazy stories that's happened as a result of bullying with me. It involves sort of a figure here in Santa Cruz that I dealt with through just a weird online interaction. He's sort of a known figure here in Santa Cruz. He's called the Santa Cruz Joker. And he's this guy who just kind of dresses up like the Joker. And he's kind of, he's like you, Teddy. He's a big guy. He's 300 pounds. And he dresses as the Joker, he wears the full makeup, he walks around places, and he hangs out with homeless people. And I'm a friend of homeless people. I'm a champion of them. I have many homeless friends, including there's a guy named Driftwood and a guy named Igglybuff, who is very similar to Joseph, actually, in a lot of ways. He's a smaller guy, and we have to protect him. He must be protected at all costs. Because he's vulnerable out on the streets. And I try to be friends with all these homeless people. And this guy, the Santa Cruz Joker, he's a mean guy. He's a bad guy. I hate to even say this in front of you, Joseph. He uses the N-word a lot. And
it doesn't affect me. It's the factor of that people, stereotype it. They don't... I hear it here and there because I have... My grandmother's very old-fashioned Italian, so I kind of hear that a lot when she sees someone, so yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm kind of used to it.
Laura, do you have control of your own volume there?
I do.
People are saying they're having a hard time hearing you. Your volume isn't as loud, so if you can turn yours up.
How about now?
Oh, perfect. Wow,
good.
Perfect.
Okay. I'll go with this then. So, anyway, this guy... He started bullying me, which I'm not, that was strange. This guy, the Joker, bullying me. And then it's crazy, but my friend Driftwood, the homeless guy, and the Joker
I'm
got
gonna
in.
get a headset on that will be connected so they can hear me better. If they can't, then I'm gonna just use earbuds.
Okay.
All right.
So the Joker and Driftwood got into this big fight, and it was a big public fight. It was live streamed. Thousands of people have seen it on the internet, and I was involved with that. People were shouting out my name during this. It was truly a spectacle. It was amazing, and one of the more entertaining nights of my life, to be quite honest.
Can you guys hear me better, or is this thing
No,
off?
it's fine. It's good.
All right.
It's good. So now I'm going to ask you, Laura, because of your name. Did you get bullied because of your name?
All the time, yeah, because my last name is hyphenated, and a lot of people seem to think that I've been called because of I don't know why, but people seem to think having a hyphenated last name is gay, or they'll call me a faggot because of that, and I've even been called the N-word because of it, which I don't understand any of these things. Wow. It's like people are strange in the way they interpret the world around them, and I don't know if the internet has desensitized them to these things or whatever, but all my life growing up, they would make fun of having the hyphenated last name. They would say my mom didn't love my dad, and that's why she wouldn't.
I want to know where these people get this crap, because I mean,
it's crazy.
We know that when the internet happened, first off, everybody looked at it as, oh, it's going to be wonderful. But I will sit here and tell you that since internet became something that everybody in this world has in their house now, it's really not good.
Yeah.
It's caused a lot of issues as well.
Well, I love the internet. I mean, I like it. I have a lot of fun on the internet. I don't enjoy it when, just because of my hyphenated last name, people say things like faggot or kike or nigger.
Or not gonna lie, I actually find it interesting that it is, because I have two middle names, and my middle name ends up becoming a feminine name, and people pick on me because of my initials becoming that way.
What is it?
Because it sounds feminine. It sounds like, how can I, like, you know how some things sound like, I'm trying to pronounce it. It's Jeffy, but it's Jaffe, like, it's pronounced that way, and people think it's feminine, and I'm sitting there like, it's not, because, like, the A and F stand for Anthony and Frederick. I'm named after both my grandpas. So, yeah.
I can't imagine. That must be terrible. Like, because a lot of people get made fun of for their middle names, but then on top of that, even just normal middle names, sometimes people get made fun of for that. But then on top of that, making fun of you for having a feminine name. I mean, what's the deal? Like, why?
Like, for me, it's the initials. So I usually cut off the F. I always put Jay instead. So for J, because then people can't make fun of it.
Yeah, I don't even worry about stuff like that. I mean,
but that's my old school that I'm talking about. My new school, everyone accepts me for me. There's days where I can just come in school, like, looking down in the dumps, and everyone crowds around me and making sure I'm okay.
Yeah.
So
I get made. I'm a woman, and I get made fun of a lot for being 6'7". I'm very tall.
Mm. Well, let me go back here for a second, because first off, I want to say that Mina is not back. She's actually being bullied at this moment on her cell phone.
Now, what exactly is happening there? I didn't understand.
Apparently, somebody from a number is gotten a hold of her number and is bullying her on her phone at this moment, which is ridiculous, because the whole reason we brought this show here was to, kind of talk about what's happening to people. And there are many different ways that bullying happens. And I can't believe that somebody's actually doing that to somebody that helps people every single day of her life. That's what she does. That's her job.
Did they say what their name was, or does she have their number?
No, nothing. So she does have a number, so hopefully she'll be able to do something with it. Teddy, what do you think of a woman who has a debilitating disease that makes her face look weird, who bullies me by calling my job and trying to get me fired? Well, we know that bullies do so many stupid and weird and hurtful things, and I've lived with it all my life. It seems that these two have as well. and we eventually
No.
learn to grow thick skin, but it's you can't always help it, and I think it's bad. I think it's nasty. I think it's disgusting that somebody's doing that to you. It's wrong. They shouldn't be doing that.
100%.
And you know it. One of the things I wanted to talk about real quick with this is that there are some things that I want to go real quick. It says there's actually 4 types of bullying, but it's called, the first one is verbal bullying, and what that pretty much means is that it's like teasing, name calling, inappropriate sexual comments, taunting, and threatening to cause harm. Then there's actually the social bullying, or it basically it involves hurting someone's reputation or relationships. You know, social bullying included. Leaving somebody out on purpose, telling other children or other people not to be friends with them, spreading rumors, embarrassing someone in public. Then there's your physical bullying, which involves hurting a person's body or possessions, which is like hitting, kicking, pinching, spitting, tripping, pushing. There's just so much of that, you know, making rude hand gestures at people, stuff like that. There's a lot of warning signs. Like, I will be sharing this website, it'll be putting it up here, and there's a lot of things that happen as a child. One of the things that we are learning with this, I know that I have in just the past couple days by looking it up, I myself just recently found out that I have PTSD on top of my anxiety and my depression, and some of that stems from when I was in middle school and high school. And you know, it can change somebody's life when you bully them so much. It actually causes so many problems for these people through their life that they come up with a lot of psychosis. They come up with a lot of different situations that they social anxiety. Never wanting to leave their home. Weight loss, weight gain, drugs. Suicidal tendencies. I mean, there's just so much that happens with being bullied, and people don't take it serious. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news to these bullies, but we're also finding out that the reason they're bullying is because they themselves had or have a bad home life, have been bullied themselves, usually from a family member or from an older, sibling, or their own friends in high school and stuff. They're being bullied by someone they call best friend. And
I don't find that to
this,
be true.
Really? You don't?
No,
I don't either.
Technically, no, not really. Because I grew up, I had a fine childhood. My parents were very nice. I have an older brother and sister, but they're half siblings. I didn't really spend a lot of time with them. Never bullied by them. Never bullied by any of the friends around me.
So you don't think the people that are bullying you haven't had these problems?
Oh, no, I don't have anybody bullying me.
Oh, you don't have anybody bullying you?
No, I have been bullying people.
Oh, you're the bully.
I'm bullying people. Yeah. No, that's what that's what I was telling you. The guy, like the Joker guy, I got him beat up. I've had people Baker acted. I'm making fun. Like, I thought it was really funny that Joseph's only 5'3" or whatever.
You're opposite of what we're talking about. Then we're talking about being bullied. Bullies usually, for like what we're going through right now, a lot of us have problems from people that have bullied us.
Oh, you guys are the victims of bullies.
Yes.
Yes. I'm a very bad victim. I actually became numb to the point like where some people can even straight up laugh in my at this point. There's people who can get up in my face and I'll just look at them like, whatever, you can say what you want. As long as they hit a trigger in my past, then yes, I will go off at them, but very rarely will they ever trigger me.
Really? Because like as a bully, I find it shocking that I didn't think the people who got bullied were all that affected by it. Like, I thought they overreacted or act dramatic about it.
A lot of these people that have been bullied have serious psychological issues.
Seriously.
Seriously.
But then why wouldn't
Psychological-
the bullies have them if what you're saying is true that the bullies have been bullied?
What?
Why
Well,
wouldn't the
that's what
bullies
the
then
research is saying?
act
That
like total
research
fags
is
about
saying-
it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe you're a statistic in that to where you've never had that issue.
Never.
But there are a
God,
lot
no.
of people.
No, it's awesome.
But there's a lot of people.
Like Joseph, have you tried it? Have you tried have you ever
Not
tried
gonna lie, the way you're like pointing up at me is making me laugh a bit.
Have
I've never
you-
tried it, but there's days like where if someone's picking on me, like I push them off to the side. Not gonna lie, there was a day when a kid was bullying me, but I went back at them aggressively.
Did you ever
but I
like beat the
threw that
shit
stuff
out of
back.
anybody or make a list of who you're going who I'm going to have my revenge on or anything like that? Is that why you were
When
Baker
I was
acting?
younger, I was very wrathful. I'm not gonna lie,
Oh.
but I've changed.
You've made a kill list before? A hit list.
Why would somebody
No,
do that?
Well, he
What I'm
said
saying,
he
I
did.
made a
That's what he
revenge
said.
list. Saying,
People,
like,
people,
I
yeah, I
would
think that's what he's
freaking-
saying. He made a kill
How can I
list.
explain
Yeah.
this? Like there was kids who would threaten to beat me up, and I would make a promise that I would get my vengeance if they did.
And that why they sent you off to the home?
They never did. That's why I was arrested for a second time because I was not arrested, but I was.
They found your kill
I-
list.
They found your kill list.
No. What happened is, how can I explain this? They thought I had one because the kid misunderstood what I was saying. I said if they punch me, I will get my vengeance without people knowing.
Well,
Like, by
listen.
punching them right in the face.
You
I
got
could
to
not
see
do
what I'm
that.
saying here, though. Like this is I totally misread the room here. I misunderstood what this was about. But as you can see, like if you think about it, the guy getting bullied is actually the creepy, crazy one. He made a kill list. Somebody just saying, "Ha ha ha, you're short." Everybody gets bullied. Like everybody, you're a kid, by the way, Joseph. You're 17. You're not even technically an adult yet. So don't whatever. Don't worry about it. Get straight. I'm sure you're doing fine. But like an adult being bullied, that's crazy. Like you can't be bullied
There's
as
no
an
such
adult.
thing.
Also, Mina, why do you look completely different?
Yeah.
I took my makeup off. That's all.
No. So why are you
I'm
on
just
here
getting
instead of Mina being
settled
here?
in for the night.
Are you Mina's boyfriend? I
I-
saw somebody walking around behind Mina earlier. Are you her boyfriend?
No. Who are you?
I am Mina. I just
No.
took my makeup off. It's getting settled in for the night. Put on something a little more comfortable.
Yeah. This is not good. Where is Mina?
What have you done with Mina?
What have I done?
Okay, that's not Mina, and this is not how this works. So I had her on the show because she was here to talk with people that have real issues that have been bullied. That's what this show is about.
And I do want to confess something. There was a day when I was 10 years old that I've almost succeeded, but if it wasn't for a family member catching on and sending me to the hospital, I would have been gone. Not gonna lie.
Do you mean
Yeah.
suicide?
Yes.
What and what? How did they stop you? What happened?
They were walking into my room one day when I was just sitting there hiding in a corner crying and trying to attempt it, and they stopped me. They saw that I was only 10, so
Yeah, that's young. Were you ever like I mean, you say you were bullied. Are you saying
not just for my height. There's other stuff, but I prefer not to talk about it because
well, that's what I was.
that would make me shut down and want to kind of leave.
Yeah, I
So
don't want
I'm
you to
trying-
talk about anything like that if that's the case. But I was going to ask, was there anything ever worse than bullying?
Yeah, there was kids that have threatened to beat me up one day because we were in the locker room getting changed for swimming afterwards. Kid walked up to me, threatened to punch me. I punched the locker because he pissed me off to the point, busted my knuckle a bit, got bloody, had to go to the nurse. But
Yeah. No, I knew a
That
lot
day I
of
had to head home
locker.
early.
I knew a lot of locker punching kids when I was your age because I worked at a Hot Topic, and that is often a sign for sure. But I think you're doing the right stuff. It sounds like to me that you're kind of getting right in the head and you're you're working on it. I would say maybe just the Minecraft alone is probably not enough to really
it's my music that keeps me sane in the long run. Not gonna lie.
I've heard that a lot of times from the locker punching kids too. Like they wear those big headphones and then they.
I actually have a pair right here.
See,
They're dead right now.
see, and you put those
what
on,
gets-
and you're like, and you go like, if I wasn't sitting here and getting all my energy out and my rage out by listening to, I don't know, Rage Against the Machine, then
It's called punk rock. That's what most of us listen to when we
yeah,
get
yeah,
older,
yeah,
you know?
for sure. Again, I've known tons of people like this, but then that's like, you know what that sounds like to me is it always sounds like the guys who say like, dude, if I don't smoke weed, I'm like, I'll fucking punch somebody right in their head. I'll go completely crazy. And it's like, well, then weed's not making you mellow; it's making you insane. I wonder if it's like. I mean, just, consider this. I'm just throwing it out there, Joseph. I wonder if listening to that type of stuff and then, sometimes spending all day on the Xbox or whatever doesn't kind of create a vicious cycle and make you a little loopy.
This
you
was
know?
before I actually used Xbox as my safe spot. I used to use nothing as my safe spot when I originally got
Alright.
bullied because
Well-
all I would do is go home and cry.
Joseph, I hate that you're crying. I hate that you had a tough time. It sounds like something probably pretty bad happened to you as a little kid, so I'm not making fun of any of that stuff. I will tell you this, though. See, Teddy's not going to say this to you, but I'm willing to do this. The real world, you're about to be 18. The real world, there is no safe places, and you can't hide in an Xbox and be a normal person. You got to have a job. You got to get right.
You'd
gotta-
actually be surprised what my plan is. I've been so much pain that I want to prove people wrong, even knowing
Well,
I have
that's good.
PTSD.
And that's
Yeah,
that's
that's
the way to
good.
go.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
good.
doing it.
That's good, but you
I
can't
want
do
to
it with
people-
safe spaces. You can't. You
Right.
gotta. There. You
You'd be
will.
surprised. I'm actually planning to join
Everything-
National Guard.
Listen to me. Everything. Well, I don't know about that. Doesn't sound good. You shouldn't be around weaponry. But I'm telling you, trust me on that. Okay, just listen. Hear me out. I'm your old Uncle Laura. Okay. I think the best thing for you would be to just try to make a friend. Do you have a job?
Not yet, but the friend thing, I've actually had a friend who stopped me multiple times. If it wasn't for her, to this day, I'd probably be.
All right. Don't fall in
gone.
love though. Don't get friend zoned because you're gonna become an incel. You're gonna be verb cell in a second. So don't listen. Probably stay off the internet for a little while. Probably stop
I
playing
have.
you play when you play the Xbox. Are you just doing Minecraft or are you doing the shoot 'em stuff too?
I'll play Call of Duty here and there to stream, but that's about it.
Yeah. Okay. No more. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. I got a whole plan for you, Joseph. No more Call of Duty for you for a little while. Eventually, you can go back to it, but
I haven't played it in a long time. I've just been
Great.
sitting there listening.
great.
Nothing
Nothing shooting.
Hang on. Right here, I have my music set up for Xbox. That's all I use it now for days.
Okay.
It's just talking to friends and just playing.
Very cool.
music.
Do you play music? You play music?
I actually have music set up right now.
But like an
Before the
instrument.
podcast, I was listening to some.
But do you like play an instrument or sing? Are you interested in that?
I used to play the flute, and then I switched to percussion because I got picked on for playing the flute because people
Obviously.
assume it's feminine, which
Right.
pissed me off.
I mean, yeah, come on. I mean, I get, come on, you get that. Like, look at it from the outside. Look at it from their perspective. It looks silly. A flute is silly. You're never going to be in a band with a flute. But you say you played percussion as a drums or?
Yes, I was on the bass drum for a while.
Okay, well, maybe I don't know if you could do this or not, but maybe get a drum set. Drums are cool, man. Get some drums, get in a band, that way, that's an automatic friend space there. You meet girls or guys or whatever you're into. I don't know.
And I actually have a few of my friends who I wanted them to see my story. My friend Sophia and my friend Cheyenne are in here right now.
Awesome.
There's-
Sophia, Cheyenne, Joseph, you don't have to answer this, okay? I'm just asking this, and I'm not making fun of you or anything. I'm literally just asking this so I can continue the conversation with you. Are you into girls?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I actually just got out of a very toxic breakup 3 months ago.
Really? It's not with those two girls you just listed, right?
No, they're actually the ones who supported me throughout everything.
Sophia, Cheyenne, don't break this guy's heart. You know what you're doing, okay? Listen, you guys, find him a male friend. You need a guy friend, Joseph. You do. Trust me, I was the guy growing up as a kid up until my mid-teens, I'd say. I really mostly only had female friends, and I know what's really going on in your head. And either Cheyenne or Sophia, one of them, you're sitting there and you're thinking about her a little more than and you don't have to say which one, but the look on your face tells me I'm right. So, ladies, give him a break, okay? Give him a break. Tell him kindly, gently, and you need a guy friend, okay? You need a guy friend. You need somebody who you can talk to, who will sit there, who will push you. Not another locker punching guy, by the way. Not another hide in my music guy.
Yeah, there's a dude that I've been hanging out with from the past weekend who I has a lot in common with me. Me and him hang out.
Terrific. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, okay? That's also dangerous.
Don't hang out as often. We're just trying to get to know each other.
But get to know each other, be friends, find a guy who's willing to tell you, hey man, you're acting like a dweeb.
Thank you, Cheyenne. I just read what she said.
What did Cheyenne say?
She said, I promise I won't break him, I promise.
Thank you, Cheyenne. Congratulations to Cheyenne for being one of the good ones. We'll see.
I think Sophia went to bed. She does have work.
Yeah.
She works at the Dunkin' that I applied at, so she's kind of probably pooped out.
Okay, Sophia, get him a job at the Dunkin', for crying out loud. So, Joseph, I'm telling you, you get that job, you get that guy friend who's willing to tell you, like, hey, man, you're being a dweeb. Cool it. Hey, man, get off the Xbox. Let's go and hang out in the parking lot at Wendy's for an hour or something. I don't know. Maybe start smoking. I don't know. But I mean, I don't think you should. Like, smoking.
No, don't start smoking.
Well,
don't do that.
Listen, I've never smoked a cigarette in my life. I think smoking's gross, but some people need it. Some people need it as like a social tool. You might just need it to get in there with somebody. I don't know. Like if your new guy friend smokes and he offers you one, just take it. All right. Trust me, you got nothing to lose at this point. So go for it. And all of these things, you can't be so worried about being bullied. You're 17 years old. You're on the precipice of manhood right now, and you could easily be 13 years old. I don't mean that to insult you. I'm telling you that.
A lot of people do assume my age is 13.
Okay, dude. So listen, and that the height thing, that's bad. It's never gonna be fixed. You're never gonna be taller. There's nothing you can do. It does suck. Being a manlet does suck, but there are things you can do. Maybe work out a little bit. Don't work out too much because then you look like a chicken hawk. You don't want to be Joe Rogan where you're wider than you are tall. But you do want to. You want to get out. You want to get a little bit of that testosterone pumping in you, okay? Part of you probably didn't have a very good diet as a kid. I don't know what kind of lifestyle you had. They probably didn't feed you enough or something. So get a little testosterone pumping through your veins. You're going to be fine. How are your grades?
You'd be surprised. I'm kind of good at keeping my grades up because I have no one to be there for me. So
you're not thinking college? You're not thinking college?
I'm going to do this. My school allows us to take a second year of trade school because I'm in a trade school right now for computer and technology.
Perfect.
So I'm taking a second year of trade school.
Perfect. Forget college. It's no good. It's a scam. It's going to waste your money, and you're not the guy to go to college. You go to college to make connections, to make friends, and to get job connections out in the real world. And otherwise, you're just throwing money in a toilet. You're probably not from a wealthy household, right? So you'd
actually be surprised. It's my grandfather that's the wealthier one out of the family.
All right, well, that's one remove, so it doesn't count. So trust me, don't bother with the college thing. Go to this trade school thing and really do it. Try to get a job in whatever the field is, the computer field you're trying to do there, and use that maybe as a social opportunity, but college is not for you. Don't go to college. Do not go into the National Guard or any other military thing. Are you psycho? I don't care if there's other people in your family who have done it or whatever. That you are not built for that, and they're desperate. They would take you. So,
well, I'm going to say this because, I've been sitting here listening. You're building the guy up, which I really appreciate, and it's good for some of his confidence. And
that's what bullying is.
Well, no, it's not. Bullying isn't
that.
Bullying can really hurt somebody really bad. It's give them PTSD. It
I mean, does it really, or did you just read that in that article beforehand, though? Like, you have
no, I have.
You have PTSD. Myself. Now, were you bullied as an adult?
I wasn't bullied as an adult. No,
because that's impossible.
I told you that I stopped that. That as a child, I was.
Because that's impossible. See, I'm being nice to Joseph because he is just under the the legal age there, and I understand that if you are mean to a kid, it does affect a kid. But as an adult, that's a choice. If you're still affected by you being made fun of when you were a kid, I mean, that's psychotic, man. You got to get over that. What did they make fun of you for in school?
Well, there was a lot of things. Came from a poor family and stuff like that. But that doesn't matter.
Who cares? It doesn't matter exactly.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Okay,
but,
all right.
But as a child, you do develop the whole setup for life. I mean, you can be wealthy, you can be, like myself, where I came from a poor family. There's a lot of things that affect you. And
yeah,
you
of
decide
course.
what is going to push you over the edge, I guess, is the best way to go.
We're in agreement.
And so there was a point in my life that I said I wasn't going to do this, and I wasn't going to allow this to happen anymore. And that's when I put my foot down, grew a set of balls, and decided to take, my life the way I wanted it to.
How are we disagreeing?
My point for tonight, for this show, was to talk about there are still people being bullied, even people that work their full-time jobs getting bullied from other people. It is a problem where it's happening. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to come in and to listen to some of these people's stories. That's why I had Mina here.
All right, I tell you what, hang on a second. We got a kid here, right? You're saying that adults, you get to choose it as an adult. I think we're pretty much agreeing on everything we say.
On that, but I do. But
well, we've got a kid. We've got a kid here. Let me ask Joseph real quick. Joseph, which one of these things sounds like the better setup to you? What I just said, where like, hey man, here's what you can do, and you can be a normal person, even though life may not be the greatest, because maybe you're not going to be the tallest guy, you could still make something of it, or you're going to have PTSD for the rest of your life. Everything that happened to you as a child is the most important thing, and you're now equating your life with the way a soldier back from Vietnam. I mean, PTSD? Are you insane, Joseph? I'm asking Joseph. Which one of those sounds more realistic, and which one of those sounds like a better shake in life?
Well, he's seeing a counselor. So...
I'm one of them kids who think very realistically. I have that goal of like where I believe both sides. I will never pick a side no matter what.
Well, that's no good. You can't fence sit. You're going to just get a post up your ass doing that. So eventually you'll be forced to pick a side because you're going to be living it. Hopefully you go my way. I hope to God you don't let your bullying as a kid affect your adulthood. Let me tell you something, Joseph. It feels like right now, because you're 17, that your life has been moving so slowly. It probably feels like you've experienced everything in such a short amount of time, and yet that short amount of time feels infinite to you. And I'm telling you, you're going to hit 25 before you know it. And when you're 25, you hit 30 before you know it. And when you're 30 and older, every day flies by like it was nothing. And if you spend the rest of your time thinking about the little bit of time where you were a child and being made fun of, then you've wasted your life. Turn it into something cool. I honestly was never bullied, and maybe some people would say when I was a kid, I was bullying other people, although nobody ever accused me of that when I actually was a child. But I'll tell you this much. One thing I understood as a kid, and maybe this is where I'm a little bit further along than other people, but not by much because I basically have Down syndrome. But the one place where maybe I've got some sort of insider knowledge on all of this is that even as a kid, I understood that when people say something mean to you, it's words. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And if you are over the age of 20 and sitting there and thinking, ruminating on the words of a child to you when you were a child, which will be the shortest part of your life if you are lucky enough, then you have something broken in your brain and you chose it. You are wanting to be a victim. You crave victim status at that point. Teddy, I think what you're saying is not only sickening, I think it's damaging to a kid like this and to anybody who might listen to it. The idea that an adult...
Why? Because I want him to tell his story?
We heard his story, and then what you should...
Right.
Yeah, and it's terrible. It's terrible, but
it is terrible.
But then,
I just want the kid to be better. That's what I'm trying to say.
I gave him an option to be better.
To listen to somebody else.
No,
that's what I was trying to do. Mina came on here to listen to see if she could help. to listen to his story. That's
Joseph
why
is
she came
one
here.
step away from being Elliot Rodger. You gave him a platform to tell his story. I gave him an option to get away from it. There's one of those things is superior to the other. It just is.
Difference of opinion, I guess.
It's not really. It's a matter of reality. It's objectively real, as my friend the Bone Eater would say.
Hmm.
Well,
You know,
not gonna lie, I do want my story to be out there. I don't want people who went to my school that went to York to go through the same crap I went through. There
Yeah,
was
but they're
days
going to.
I've cried no matter what. I locked myself in a locker room, almost cried my eyes out, almost even like wanted to walk off campus. There was days I've actually, no joke, looked at the teacher and said, "Why should I care if I fail or pass?" They purposely kept passing me in that school because they knew I did not give a crap. They would not even care if I was there. They could give 2 craps less if I was even still there to that day. Of course, when I started leaving, the teachers all seemed nice and cared, who tried to put it all there for me. Of course, I don't even care. There's kids that I look at and question. If I ever see a kid get bullied in Avon, I will, no joke, if I have to, get my hands dirty to protect that kid. I don't care if I have to get in trouble to protect a kid
Okay.
who's getting bullied.
I mean,
I
Teddy,
don't want that
Teddy,
to
are
have
you
something like that
seeing?
happen.
Teddy, are you seeing that he's monologuing to camera the way Elliot Rodger did, almost down to the lighting at this point? I mean, this is a bad way to push a kid. Joseph,
I'm not pushing the kid anywhere. I
by
said,
telling somebody over and over again that they are a victim, they become a victim.
All I'm
to
doing
say somebody is
giving him a
bullied
platform.
is to say they are a victim of something, isn't it?
You know what? This kid experienced something. Okay, he's
Terrible
telling you what
things.
he felt,
Terrible things,
what
and
he
he's
felt.
and I have
now
a
he's
feeling
saying that he doesn't want to see another little guy get bullied.
I
and
agree.
He's willing to protect.
I agree,
And
Joseph.
That is what.
If you want to help a kid, here's what you tell them. You tell them, "Look at me. I'm still here, and if you don't want to get Baker acted, don't act the way I did. Just go with it." That's what you need to tell people, okay? Everyone gets bullied. Everybody. Everybody. There's nobody who hasn't been bullied. It's just true. Everybody goes through it, and your reaction to it is what determines whether or not you continue to be bullied. When I said that story earlier about waking up in the middle of the night to hundreds and thousands of tweets and text messages and things like that, that's a true story. That really happened. The entire...
My question is, have you ever just been ignored and felt that no one could...
Yes! Everyone feels that. Everybody. Okay?
Have you ever woken up knowing that no one could care the last 2 days? No one texted
Dude,
you, no one-
your life is not a movie. Okay? Stop monologuing. It sounds bad. Do you know who Elliot Rodger is? You need to look up these videos.
No, I could give 2 craps less
You
about
should
that.
give a crap. You should, because you're on the verge of something very bad, and I have a feeling you've had some very bad thoughts, Joseph. I'm trying to help you out.
Well, I've got to take a break, unfortunately, because I have to follow my protocols here as it is. So, we're sitting here talking with Joseph and Laura about bullying, and we
My
found
name
out
is
that
not
Laura
Laura.
is the one. Huh?
I'm a man. My name is not Laura. Come on.
Well, I guessed that already a long time ago, but I didn't know what else to call you because that's what I have there.
My name is
So-
Laura Croft Bay Oneda. Come on, Joseph.
Hey,
You can't tell me what that sounds like? Bay Oneda? You never heard that? Okay, never mind. Anyway.
All right. Anyways, as it stands, we have to take a break, and I love how the people in the chat room are calling me an asshole, but that's quite funny.
I don't think you're an asshole. I just think you're
All right,
wrong.
so- Well, I've been doing this for a while, and I don't normally do a serious show. Once in a while, I do, and the way I do it is I try to get people to come on to talk about what they're going through, and I just happen to have a certified social worker that I've been working with that comes on that likes to
And
listen
she
and
got
give advice
and
if
she got
can,
bullied
and-
off of here within minutes because she's being texted.
Yeah, I know, and her and I have been talking.
All right. Well,
and-
here's
and
some
one of the
advice
other
from
things,
Mina.
so-
Here's some advice from Mina. Just block the text and don't react to it negatively, and then it stops. That's how bullying always works, always has, and has worked for everybody. If you don't let it affect you, it doesn't keep affecting you.
Right.
It's only funny to keep bullying if somebody reacts to it. Joseph, don't react ever to somebody bullying you, and certainly don't start doing dramatic monologues to it. Listen, I bully people professionally. That's my job. So I'm telling you, as a professional bully, and nobody else is going to give you this very nice advice. I'm telling you, every time you react, the instinct is, well, let's see if we can push them a little bit further. They
Right.
treat you that way because you react. And by telling yourself you're a victim all the time, and I know you're doing it because every response you've given me, Joseph, is you basically saying that in so many words. And don't start off by saying you'll be surprised, because I'm not surprised by anything you've said so far. I'm telling you, when you react that way, then you get more of it. Everybody you know was bullied at the very least as a kid. And even the adults, they're bullied in all the same ways. Okay? Shit happens. The world is random. It's chaotic. You're just a piece of shit floating around in the vast resources of outer space. Nobody cares about you. Certainly not the universe. You have to care about yourself. You've only got you. Hopefully you can make a friend. That's all I got for you. Teddy, you're wrong. Bad, bald, fat. See, you're not, it doesn't hurt you. See, it doesn't hurt you. You're not actually,
doesn't hurt me.
it doesn't hurt
It
you.
doesn't hurt
So
me.
bullying's not real.
But I've also been through it for a long time, and I know what it's like. So
What if I said
is
it
what
again
is.
then? What if
So,
I said you're 300 pounds, you're too fat, you're going to die soon?
You're probably right.
Do you have children?
No.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe.
You mentioned the,
All right,
the
so-
living in the basement earlier. I mean, you've got, what is that, Funko
Yeah, I know,
Pops
living in a
behind you?
basement.
You're
Actually,
300.
It is one of my favorite places because it's dark and dungy. I like it.
Wait, you're in a basement right now?
No,
Oh.
I'm not.
You've
But
got
you're
all the
saying,
action
from what they were
figures
saying,
behind you.
but,
You're
know,
300 pounds. You got no kids. How old you say you are? 54? What was
Yeah.
it?
We'll be 54.
You will be 54. Well, I was lying earlier when I said you don't look a day over 44. You do look 54. You look exactly 54. I had guessed, I would have said 54 years old. There's nothing wrong with that. You're allowed to be 54, but I'd like you to be 64, so lose some goddamn weight. You can't
Now
be
you sound like my doctor.
You can't be 300 pounds. So what do you talk to your doc? Your doctor says, "Oh, this is great. This is looking good, man."
No. I said you sound like my doctor, meaning you need to lose some weight. But this is who I am.
I mean,
And I live
what's it
my
going to
life the
take?
best I
God
can, so-
himself coming down and telling you lose the weight?
Oh, I don't believe in God, so.
Well, neither do
no.
I'm saying, would it take a force of nature to explain to you that being 300 pounds is going to kill you? What are you drinking right now?
Iced tea, actually, plain,
Sweet.
just plain iced tea. So
Well, maybe shoot for some water next time.
I've been drinking water and tea. That's what I drink.
Okay. What kind of tea?
All right.
Green tea?
Nope, just plain tea.
Just plain.
All
What does
right,
that
so-
mean? Black tea? Like an English tea?
It's just a plain black tea. That's it. No big deal.
And in plain black
So-
tea is how you look slimmer. Thank you. We brought it all together. We brought it around. That's the callback.
Oh
You said
my
the black
God.
t-shirts make you slimmer. I've been Jesse. This has been Pod Awful. Thank you guys so much for joining me on the show tonight. Podawful.com if you've enjoyed it. Podawful.pizza if you want to support our show. Thank you so much, everybody.
Pod Awful TV. Oh, y'all is doing it right. Pod Awful sucks, you faggot. Good boy.
Now that's how you get.
Scam artist, douchebag. You're the worst, motherfucker. Give up. You fucking little piece of shit. You're crazy.
If he wasn't signed with him this whole time, he can't tell that I could easily.
He kicked me out. Well, let's hear what they're saying.
Doing it right. Pod Awful sucks, you faggot. Good boy.
Now that's how you get.
Scam artist, douchebag.
That's how you get other people to pop on your show. They just randomly do that shit, you know.
I actually wasn't signed with him this whole time. He can't tell that I could easily. He doesn't understand the definition of PTSD by the way he seems. He just seems like that he doesn't get that PTSD is stronger than what he thinks it is.
Hold on a second, Joseph.
Yeah, for sure. No, you're the same as a
All right, guys.
Vietnam
we're
vet.
gonna get out of here. So Joseph, don't go anywhere.
All right.
What a great episode of Pod Awful. Wow. Killer. That was fun. Slow build. They call me Slow Build Stroud, man. You think it's never going anywhere, and then, bow, got him. Bow, got him. All right, I don't know what this was. I don't know what I'm doing with this. Wasn't streaming that or anything. Just thought it would be fun. So hope you enjoyed it, whoever is watching this right now and possibly later wherever I upload this.
Head over to podawful.com/iTunes and subscribe to us on iTunes. We're live every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern at podawful.tv. Love the show? Keep it going by donating to the Pizza Fund. podawful.com/support. And anything else you need is at podawful.com.
Sorry, nigga. This content right here is Pizza Fund only.
Podawful.pizza.
This shit is beefer.
Podawful.pizza.
We got shooters in these streets.